Okay, the chef is rolling now. What to do for dessert? Okay, a lot of things in baking are just variations on the theme, but then you start to realize what it means, and you put whatever together you want, and you'll come up with success. Pretty much. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, here we've got something that's almost always a winner. It's a fruit mix here. We've got really actually very nice apples, which I left the skin on. We often do. Blackberries and cherries that are frozen. I just had a few left. I threw those in there. We've also got brown sugar and cinnamon, a lot of cinnamon, but what you like to do. It's always a good idea, I feel, to test the apples so that you know how sweet or not. This whole thing is going to be kind of on the sweet side, and it's not going to be your typical apple crisp. You notice there's no bottom crust. So what I'm doing today is not really a cobbler and not really a crisp and definitely not a pie crust. And we're going to put my favorite cookies on top. So these are a really variation on shortbread cookies. We've got the recipe. We've used it in various ways in different places. Today, this one has almond meal in, which is a very nice touch. I think I put that in every other recipe. And rose water and cardamom. Now these guys, I stuck it in the freezer because I wanted them to chill up so I could cut it. Now here's the fun bit. You think, what shape should I make, right? They're a little bit, they could have chilled longer in the fridge. These are going to be a bit crumbly, but I've got some really fun rolls cooking in there, and the oven's still going to be hot, so I thought we'd get this one ready to pop in and just see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead, you see I chilled them in a pan that I can then cut in, instead of to put them in the parchment and put them in, and take them out of the parchment and sticking to the thing, and like, no. I put it directly into this as I was shaping it, and then you've got one pan to wash, and you've got like an, less headaches and more fun. This is how I make plans. Less headaches and more funs. Okay. It looks like I've got about 3/8 of an inch thick. What I would suggest, what's always a good idea, is if you're doing something like this, about the same depth, because that'll make for even cooking. Now see, there's a nice shape. Let's just do leaves, yes? And we're going to go ahead as we put them on, have it be about the same depth. Let's go ahead for a 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to press this in as best I can because you've got a lumpy situation here. And what we're doing here is we'll just think of it like fallen leaves. I'm totally making this up, guys. Now if you don't completely cover it like an apple crisp, we could run into the danger of the apples don't entirely cook. I actually don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I'm just playing, right? But there is an option. So let's say you're partway through this thing, and it looks like, those don't look like leaves at all, do they? They look sort of funky, don't they? I'll think about that. Anyway, we could do circles too. Let's say we're doing circles more straightforward. I'm just fooling around, guys, while you're watching. I think circles will be the easiest and quickest. And just as you're getting them on there, because this wasn't as chilled, they're not behaving quite like they would if they were more chilled, but you can see it's working. So give yourself a little time here. It's fun. And what'll happen is, I think these cookie parts will start getting browned, and the apples won't be quite done. So as with a classic pie, you can just cover it. So this is what we are planning to do because we're pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So you don't need to watch this entire process. I'm going to kind of cover it as best I can, and we're going to do it that way. These particular apples aren't as tenaciously dense as some, and so therefore should cook up a little faster. Anyway, we'll let you know, but the flavor's going to be great. And we just have to maverick. What can we do? See you soon, guys.